Hello, beautiful women. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emmie, and today we are going to do a tutorial on SEINT makeup, and we're going to do a full makeup application, eyes and the full face. So I'm so excited to do this today and share this with you. I love SEINT makeup. I've been using it for over a year. It's been an absolute game changer for me. It really simplifies my beauty regime, and as a professional photographer with a busy and hectic lifestyle, it is exactly what I need. I can get a full makeup done in 10 minutes, and I love how it applies so naturally. It gives me that natural glow, that lit from within look that I love, and it doesn't settle in my lines and creases. And it has a great longevity. Through all my picture taking all day, it just lasts, and I really love it. I guess if you want to hear some more about my journey with SEINT and the synergy that it has with my business, you could click the link below, and it's got a video, and it will tell you a little more in detail how I discovered SEINT and how it's changed my life. So anyway, I'm so happy to be doing this and sharing this, and so without further ado, let's get started with the tutorial. Okay, well, let's get started with our tutorial. Before I begin, I'm going to be using my SEINT palette, which looks like this, and it's well loved, but I'll give you an idea of what a untouched SEINT palette looks like. And here I've got my creams here, I've got my highlights right here, I have my contours, I have my color corrector right here, my mango, I have some lip and cheek and highlighters, and that's basically what it looks like. There's many different sizes to choose from, and let me just open it up to the eyeshadow side. And of course I've got my vanilla dust right here, and then I have an array of beautiful eyeshadows. There's so many awesome eyeshadow shades to choose from, so you won't have any problem picking something that suits you. Okay, so before we get started, so this is going to be an entire tutorial. The only thing I have on my face right now is mascara, and I figured you just don't need me to watch me put on mascara. Everybody knows how to. I will say that I am using the Unlimited, L'Oreal Unlimited mascara. I'm using it in waterproof. I have some other work to do today. As you know, I'm a photographer, and when I use this, I get no clumping, and I get no residual mascara under my eyes, even with my face pressed up against the camera. So I really like this. On days when I'm just going to be doing editing, I will wear it. It looks like exactly like this, but it's black, and I just wear that mascara just to give my eyelashes a break. But as you can see, it does a good job. And I really like this. So as far as what else I have on my face, you know, with this makeup, you don't need a primer, but I use the Stay Spray, and that's what I've done here. I've just sprayed a little bit on, and I primed my whole face. And also, if I'm glowing a little bit today, I have used my Super Goop Glow Screen, which there's two that I like. The other is the Ultra MD, but today I just went full on with the shine. And as I've said before, if you do a lighter makeup application, you can see it kind of, you know, I like that glow, especially when spring and summer comes along, just to give you that little oomph, you know. So, and I've also used a City Lips. I use this in the morning and in the evening. It's like a lip plumper. Some people, it makes their lips red. I'm just not one of those. So my canvas is very pale to start off with, just kind of flat, but that's okay because we have some beautiful makeup we're going to put on it. So so that's basically it. You know, I've got my sunscreen, I've got my stay spray, and let's get into the eyes, because that's how I usually do it. I usually do the eyes first. That way, when I have fallout, because I will have fallout, I can just kind of go over it with the cream and everything works out. So, I am using a primer on my eyes. I need to use a primer. This one is from MAC. It's called Vintage Selection, so that's good. I'm vintage, I'm over 50. What did my husband say? He said, if I was a vintage car, he'd be tailgating me. Anyway, so funny. All right, so let me put this on, and this is like in a little pot, and I am just going to really tap it on here. And I gotta look in the mirror. I have to look in the mirror. I'm not putting a lot on. And so let's just see the difference between the two eyes. You can see it's a little shimmer. As I said, don't be afraid of shimmer. And I'm just gonna put a little on this eye. Got like one here, and my fringe hanging over, which is going to bug me if I don't get it out of the way. All right. All right. It's hard to put makeup on with hair hanging. Anyway, so here we go. I've got the primer on, and okay, I'm going to start off with my SEINT makeup brush. Okay, and let's open to the right side. Something you can do too to make your eyeshadow blend a little better is you can use a little bit of the vanilla dust and just, you know, lightly apply it, because it will give you a better blend, you know, over your primer when you start putting the other powders on. So, yep, that's all I've done here. So anyway, all right. So I'm gonna dip into my base color. Which I'm going to use. I'm a mixer, as I said, and I'm going to use a little bit of Cupcake and a little unicorn. And kind of, you really don't have to use a lot here. You just kind of touch it. And I'm just going to do the base of my eye here. And I just always do this, just so these are kind of light, and they just let the other colors show up more brightly on their own. And that's what I use as my base here. Okay, so now I have hooded eyes. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my natural crease, and I'll just kind of talk through it as I do it. I'll try to get close up to the camera so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm dipping into Lullaby. It's a really pretty kind of purplish, yeah, it's just a pretty shade. Definitely one to take a look at. So I'm gonna go into my natural crease right here, and then I'm gonna come down like this, okay? So it's just giving myself a little definition. But of course, when I open my eye, you can't see that. So what I need to do is I need to create another crease, which will really give me more depth and kind of take care of the hooded eye issue. So let me see if I can do this on camera. Okay, so see how I'm applying that with my eyes straight open so that you can see what's happening here. Okay? Yeah, so I did good there. That hair's driving me nuts. Don't worry about that. All right, I got rid of it. We don't need to talk about it anymore. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other eye. And just natural crease right here, and just come down. With mature skin and mature eyes, I find, and on my eye shape too, I don't want to pull things out too far. I want to draw things up. So that's what I'm basically doing. And let me see. I'll just do the rest of this one in the mirror here, so I can keep going. All right, so I've created this, this crease that you can now see. So now it looks like my hooded eyes have more depth. So one interesting little aside is, at one point I was just like looking at my face and I'm looking at my eyes and I look at my left eye and I'm like, wow, you know, that eyelid isn't so creased or anything. And then I look at my right eyelid and I'm like, holy smokes, it's got a lot of action going on there. What's up with that? And I thought about it and this is my shooting eye, my left eye. And so when I put my eye up to the camera, I've always got it open. Well, when I've got this one open, what am I doing with this eye? I'm going like this. So how many, hundreds and thousands of times have I gone like this? So there you go. So I've got two different little things going on there. And yeah, sometimes it makes a difference when you're trying to apply eyeliner and do things like that. So anyway, that was an interesting aside, but I'm going to keep going here. So now I am going to take the smudge brush right here, and I'm going to dip into as if it's a purple. I love purples. Purples work really well on my eyes. They've got a lot of yellow and green in them, as well as like a kind of like a whiskey amber, I don't know, but it's just, they make my eyes pop. So I love the shade of purple. So I'm gonna put that on just like this. Okay, and kind of on the outer edge here. Yeah, kind of half, like that. Yep. All right, so there we go. And now what I'm actually going to do is very lightly, I'm gonna bring it up. And I'm gonna blend this, but I'm just bringing it up a little bit here. And I wouldn't even say a triangle, just up. And let me check that. Like I said, it's hard to see in the camera, but that's about where I want that. Yeah, I like that. I'm pulling things upward, and that's what I'm doing here. All right, so now I want a little light in the center here. So I'm gonna dip into, I don't know, maybe, what is it? Well, let's just do a little stardust anyway. And I like that. And I'm going to just create a little bit of light and shimmer here. Yeah, right in the middle. I'm not pulling this too high, not much higher than my natural crease. It just gives me that sparkle. And for you ladies with mature skin or mature eyelids, don't be afraid of a little sparkle. You know, it's just fine. I'll do a video in the future for eye makeup specifically for photography, but even I won't tell you, I won't be the one that says we're all mattes. I will say a little shimmer is definitely okay. All right, so with that being said, I'm liking how this is looking a lot, and I am going to take my multitasker brush, okay, and I'm going to dip into Sabrina. I love Sabrina, okay, and I am going to, gosh, here we go, to right in the inner corner of my lid, okay, and let's just do the other one. This is like a new experience for me, putting this makeup on camera. So I'm just going to double check everything's where it's supposed to be. Yeah, this definitely brings some light into your eyes. Again, brings a little sparkle. I really love it. It looks yellow in the tin, but it doesn't look like that at all. If you look now, it's just brightness and light and really nice. So I've got it there. You can also put a little bit in your tear duct kind of area, like right here. Just bring a little more light into the eye. If you somehow take it off afterwards, you can just dip back in and put some more. Okay, and now I'm actually going to take it and I'm going to put it in right up here, the arch of my eyebrow. Okay, you could do a little bit, but emphasize right here, the arch. And I'm going to do it on my other arch, right here. Okay, all right, so I am gonna go back to just my eye makeup brush, and I'm just gonna draw put a little more drama in there. Like I said, pinks and purples. I'm gonna mix in with my purple as if I'm gonna do me Hija, and I'm gonna do a little triangle up here too. Just because later I might be wearing some pinks, and I think that looks good. And I'm actually gonna take another brush here and I'm gonna blend everything. I'm gonna blend inward, just so everything, there's no sharp angles or anything. Let me check that. Yeah, I like that. I like that kind of ombre from the purple to the deep pink. You know, I guess you could, you know, go the other way too, but I love that ombre effect. So let me grab my multitasker again, and I'm gonna double dip into As If and Lullaby. And I'm gonna have to do this in the mirror, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect right here and just bring a little color in right here. And it just connects things. So let me just do that. And you see, I'm bringing it up to meet my other shadow. And I have some fallout here, but that's okay. That will get corrected when we put our highlight on. Oh, I've got a lot on there. Okay. And again, just connecting. Just a little bit of color. This is how I do my eyes. You could totally, you know, bring it all the way under. There's one called Black Friday. They have a cream liner that is awesome. You could do your tops, your bottoms. But I have to use waterproof eyeliner or it won't stay on. The first time I put my face up to the camera, it will start smudging. So I'm just going to put a little color here, and this really does stay. So, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my line brush and I'm gonna do my eyebrows. And I use kohl because my hair is very dark. It's deep brown, it's cool, it's ashy, and kohl works great for me. Another one that I could suggest to you if your hair is just a little lighter is Trust. That makes a great brow definer. So I'm going to I have to look in the mirror for this again, but you can see I'm just, you know, brushing it on lightly. If you go out of lines, just use your finger. But it really makes a difference. I'll do the one brow and then show you. It just really defines and sculpts. And I love that. Okay, so I put it on, and now I'm just gonna take the brush, the other side, flip it around, give it a little brush. Now I know I have fringe, but look at the difference. Can you see the difference of this one eyebrow and then the other? I mean, it's like night and day to me. I really love this. So let me do the other one and show you that. I have the craziest brows. I have to trim them like every week. No kidding. It's just a thing. So it's just a thing, you know, but at least I have brows, right? Could be worse. So they're there. They're just wild and unruly. I think I'm gonna try that brow wax. Looking at that, SEINT makes a brow wax, and I think that would be something that could be very helpful for me. So my next order, I am going to try that out. But for now, I just trim them and pluck them and all that stuff. Anyway, so both eyebrows are done, so that looks good. So usually I do my eyeliner and then I do my mascara, but for today I didn't, want to take up time having you watch me put eyeliner on or mascara on. So now I'm going to do my eyeliner, and on my top lid I'm going to use another waterproof eyeliner, and this is the Marc Jacobs, okay, and it's in I think it's called Grapevine. Yeah, I like that. Purples again. So I am just putting it right on the lash line. I'm not winging it. No pun intended, winging it. No, I could, but for my everyday look, this is more simple, and it gives definition, brings my eyes out, and I like that. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. I like that. A little more depth there. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so I am going to now take my Stila waterproof black eyeliner, and I'm going to create a thin line underneath my eyes. So I like this look particularly on myself. I don't know if you know that the ring around your iris is called the limbal ring. If you have one, not everybody has one, and I have one. It's very dominant, and you can see it when you look into my eyes. And in photography, we look for things like pattern repeats, and so that's what I'm doing here. I'm actually going to create a pattern repeat, and this is just what works well for me. And you will find unique things about your own eyes and ways to do them that just bring out that sparkle and shine. So and I'll also say that when I first started using this, I tried to use it like a pencil. It can't apply it that way. I literally hold it horizontally to my eye and just kind of draw it on. I won't be able to do it up to the camera, so hopefully you can kind of see from the side what I'm doing. All right, so let's give this a go. Flip. Yep. All right. Literally holding this sideways for the application, and there it is. So you can see. Let me see. I think I'll just bring it a little further in. It's difficult with the mascara on, and I wear mascara on my bottom lashes. I just tend to like how it looks, so a little challenging. So I'm going to do the other eye, but you can definitely see the difference, and I like the look. Okay, and this waterproof formula does not move. I love it. Yay. All right, so, and that I would say that we're looking pretty good on the eyes. I might just take a little bit, pull this purple just a little more right here, and a little more shimmer right here. But I would say they're done, and I like this look. Okay, this is my everyday look. These are my go-to colors. You can always add a little more, a little glamour. You can smoke it up for the evening, but this is how I like to do the eyes. Okay, so let me just take a little drink of water and my mouth gets dry from talking so much. All right, so let's go and do our face. And again, I'm going to use just 3 brushes today to keep it simple. I'm going to use the blush and bronzer brush for my highlight. I'm going to use the detail brush for my contour, and I'm going to use the blend brush for my lip and cheek color. Okay, so as we discussed before, I prime my face, sunscreen. So, and also I've done my eyes first. Fallout is not too bad. So I'm just gonna dip into my deepest shade of highlight. Actually, let me check. Not too bad, but let me still have that one little stinker of a blemish right here. And a little bit. So I'm dipping into mango to color correct. Yeah, I always want to get right in there and remember. And also, I'm going to go a little bit right in here to where the shadow is from where my eyes are a little deeper set inside here. So just do a little bit in here, really lightly. And I'm just going right in here, right in, right. I see just a little bit of darkness. And again, this mango is fabulous for any issues you might have with redness, rosacea, anything. It looks like horrifying in the tin. It looks like orange, but it's just not. It does what it's supposed to do. And you put this on, and then you put your regular highlight over it, and it really corrects. It takes out the redness, it takes out hyperpigmentation, so I could go on. So anyway, I've done my correction there, and I'm actually going to take my finger a little bit too and just use the warmth of my finger to blend. And I think the darkness is less dark, and then you'll see when I go in and actually start applying my highlight how that will just all blend and everything will look awesome. All right, so let's get going here. So I dipped into my darkest shade, and I put it all over my face. You do not have to do that. You can just put it wherever you want. Strategically, I am dabbing, and you only need a little bit of product. See, there's hardly anything on that brush. The highlights are so highly pigmented. They're just such a pleasure to work with. They blend so well. Okay, and just get up on my forehead. Take a look at what I'm doing here. All right. All right, so, and I am dabbing. I am dabbing because a lot of reasons, but I don't want to move any of that product that I put on initially, you know, the corrector. I don't want to move the corrector. So there you go. All right, I think I've done well here. So now I'm going to go into my brightener. Just dab into that, and I'm going to lightly just put it in the areas that I want to brighten, which under my eyes, right here, the side of my nose. Very important to get the right color match. If you don't, you will have issues with chalkiness or settling. The right color, if you do have any issues like that, you don't have the right color. So that's why I can get up here like this, right under my eyes with this, because I have the right color. I've been professionally color matched, and I can do that for you. And look, there's no settling, there's no issues. It looks good. It looks really good. So, do my chin. I'm gonna do my nose, a little bit up on my forehead. Okay, and I like that. I like how that's looking a lot. Okay, so now, again, I'm a mixer. I'm gonna go to that mid shade, and I'm gonna touch the lightest shade. Again, like a butterfly sitting on a flower. And I'm just gonna go really lightly here. For some reason, I get too much on. I can, you know, take it off, blend it in with the perfector. And I'm getting in this area right here. This is where I want it. I'm also gonna put it down my nose. I wanna stay away with that lightest shade of brightener. I wanna stay away from any line action there. So that's what I'm doing. But this will definitely draw your eyes into the face. Like I said, in photography, it's like dodging, okay? So you can see, you always see the brightness. Just put a little bit here so everything kind of pulls together. And I'm going to take my finger to create that one line down my nose, and I'm gonna look in the mirror because I need to. So, but that's what I'm doing, just going right down, straight down my nose. Okay, so now that I'm at this stage, it's a good time to blend. So that's, I'm gonna take my perfector, and I love this perfector. Definitely worth it. It's better than any other perfector I've tried. So there's no comparison. So I've thrown my other ones away. This really does it. It just gives you that smooth, natural finish. It becomes part of your skin, and I love it. All right, so now let's go on to some contouring. And I'm just going to start with Ash, and I'm gonna go down my nose. Got a little hair there. All right, so I'm just going to go from my eyebrow right down my nose. Okay, same thing here. Again, I'm drawing it like this. You could use the other side of the brush. I've seen many people hold the brush on the other end at a 45-degree angle and just kind of, you know, I don't do it all the time, but they do that. So that's something that you can do. So let me check this up in the mirror here. And I'm using Ash. I love the coolness of it. It works well on me. I could definitely use a darker product, so I use a little more of this, but the shade is just nice. Okay, so can you see the difference in my nose already? I really like it. And then I'll just come back in here again with my pinky, and with that light highlight, make the thinnest of thinnest lines. So I'm really noticing a difference here. I like it a lot. Okay, so with the same end, I'm going to accentuate my lips, my underlip. As you age, you know, you lose collagen in your lips, and, you know, creating this little, you know, V-shaped shadow makes your lips look fuller. So I like doing that. Okay, next up, we're gonna take this side of the brush and we're gonna contour our cheeks. Okay, so I have big cheekbones. It's not hard for me to find mine, but if you need to find them, you just feel right here. You'll feel the indentation. Just press, and you're gonna start from the hairline, and you're just gonna come down. Okay, just like that, right about to the center of your eye. And again, I'm dabbing, so let's do it on this side. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Just like that. Do a little more on this side. And then I'm gonna brush upwards just a little bit to pull them up, okay? This is just, it lifts your cheekbones, and I really like this. Okay, so always brush upwards. It's almost like a dabbed brush, dab press kind of action that I'm doing there. Okay, and I'm really liking how that looks. Contour is just amazing. I love it. Makes such a difference, it really does. Okay, so now I am going to do my chin. Oh, by the way, if you had a longer nose, you could also bring the contour down here, but I have a shorter button nose, so I just thin my nose out. All right, so getting to the chin. I have a square, roundish kind of shaped face, so I am going to what I want to do is maybe thin it out a little bit right here. Make my chin a little more defined, just a little here so there's no line of demarcation or anything. And then I'll dip in again, and I have a very defined chin line here that drops off. You could blend down, but I think I've said this before, if somebody actually, you know, they couldn't see, they'd have to be like underneath looking under my chin, and since I'm only 5'1", nobody's gonna be, I'm always looking up anyway. All right, so there we go. I like that. All right, so contour. Okay, so I have a fringe, but if you don't have a fringe, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take the contour the same way you did with your hairline here and apply it right around in a semicircle and work it into your hairline. And if you have a high forehead and you want to shorten the length of your forehead, you are going to bring it down a little further, and then you just blend everything. okay? And then you can also bring it down to your temples, but if you're a person where your face kind of goes in here, you may want to skip that step. Okay, so I'm all contoured up, liking that. I'm gonna blend it after I get the lip and cheek on, or well, the blush for my intents and purposes here. So I'm using Plum. It's my favorite. It's so satiny and creamy. And try to use a light hand because it really does go on. You'll see. I have to look and go really lightly. I mean, you get a lot of bang for your buck out of these colors because they last so long. You use such little amount of product to achieve, you know, the look. And yeah, and just putting it right here, kind of blending it into the contour so there's not two separate lines. Some people bring it more forward, some people contour more forward, but I have a lot of cheek action going on, so I'm just not going to do that. Okay, so now I think it's time for me to blend a little bit. Yep. And I'll just blend down here lightly, really lightly on my nose, because I've been doing this for a while now, for over a year, so I've gotten to the point where my application has gotten, I do it really well, so I have less blending to do. I have a light hand, but it takes a little time, but when you get it, it's really good. All right, so now I'm going to dip in with my finger to my Angel highlight, which goes really well with Plum. I love it. So I'm going to place that right here. Also, stay away from any line or creasing action you have. Just put it like at the top of your blush line. That's what I do. And yeah, it's really, this is where you're giving yourself that glow. You're gonna get your glow on, girl. Yeah, it's really, I love it. All right, so I put this on with my fingers, with the warmth of my fingers. You can also use your perfector to do it, but what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to blend it a little bit with my perfector to make sure that there's no fingerprints. And I'm gonna go back in with a little more of that Plum right down here and blend that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're making a lot of progress here. Yep. And if you find that you've come a little high on anything, just go back to your original highlight brush and yeah, just blend it. And that's what I like about cream makeup. There's no mistakes with cream makeup. If you get your blush up a little high, you can just bring it right back down. Okay, so there we go. All right, we're in the final stretch here. We're gonna do some lips. I use a lip liner, but you could definitely line your lips with something like the multitasker brush and some indigo. I overline my lips because that's what I started doing in my 50s, just to give me a little more lip. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is NARS. It is a discontinued color, but they make a nice lip liner and it really stays on through the whole day, drinking water and whatnot. Okay, so let me just put that on. I can't talk while I do this. Yeah, if you can see, I've actually kind of brought the line down further. And yeah, that's what works for me. So, you gotta find what works for you, you do you, and find what works best. So now, let me open up back into my creams, and I am going to mix a couple colors. Let's see, I like Dahlia, I like Black Cherry, yeah, and so it's fine, He's like, oh, I wish they made a color that was such and such. Well, just make it, Mix two together, and then your wish has come true. So I like the gloss of the Black Cherry and the satin of the Dahlia. And the Dahlia looks so bright, but as you can see, it's not as bright as you would think. And the black cherry looks so dark, but it's not. It's just, and it's how much you put on too. But yeah, I got a pretty good coverage here. And then lastly, did I do that? I don't know if I did that. I'm just gonna put a little highlight right here on the tip of my nose. This is Pearl. Just now we're getting a little more glow in there. And I'm also gonna use my other finger, dip back into the angel and do my lips right here. I like that. I love that glow. Okay, so at this point, if you wanted, you could stay spray to keep your makeup in place, or you could powder. I'm gonna powder just because I find that works better for me, but you could go either way. And I do it very lightly because I want to maintain that glow. So I'm gonna start on my forehead. Yep. Nose, cheeks, and I'm really lightly touching everything. Okay. They have a lovely powder brush. Definitely try that. It's actually shaped to get into the corner of your noses, but since I'm just using this, I'm going to squeeze it like this. Just at the corner of my nose. Okay. And you want to just, this is finely milled, so this vanilla dust, so it's not going to sit into the creases under your eyes. It's going to set that really well. And of course, the last place, I don't want to, I'm just touching here. I don't want to have a lot of powder in there. Okay. All right, so yeah, so I'm liking it. So here's our finished application. Let's just see what we got here. All the steps. Let's take a look, see what it looks like. Okay, I love the SEINT makeup. I love the natural glow that it gives me. I love how it sculpts my face. And I will tell you, it's so easy to apply. If I wasn't talking, I would literally be done in 10 minutes. I just, you know, really quick. So anyway, this is awesome. I love this makeup, so I know you will too. Okay, so here's the final look. Yeah, I love it. So if you would like to get started with SEINT makeup, just click the link below and you can fill out my color questionnaire, and I will give you a free professional color match to match your own unique skin tone. It was such a pleasure speaking with you today and doing this tutorial and sharing SEINT makeup with you. If you would like to see more of this kind of content about beauty, fashion, and lifestyle, click like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. So it was a pleasure again. My name is Emmie, and remember to always wear your sunscreen and to live life passionately.